So my name is Chris Clark. I'm Managing Director of Ecclesiastical Planning Services, which is the funeral planning business that's part of the Benefact Group. I've been asked to share some thoughts regarding how funeral plan regulation has panned out for Ecclesiastical over the last few months since it was introduced last July. And I think probably the first point to mention is that the transitional period going into regulation was very short. It was very tight for really all parties that were involved, so that's plan providers, also funeral directors, and I think even the FCA found the timeline quite tight, bearing in mind they were regulating a new market for the first time. We're really regarding the whole of this year as a settling in period. Funeral directors and our own staff, we're all working with new rules and regulations which are taking time to embed, but we do believe that during the course of this year everything will be settling down quite nicely. I have to say that we have been particularly impressed with the engagement level from funeral directing businesses that use Ecclesiastical's funeral plans. Having a positive and genuine two-way relationship is absolutely crucial to making regulation work. If there are any firms that use Ecclesiastical's funeral plans listening to this, perhaps I could take this opportunity to say thank you for your support and engagement, because that's been invaluable. Looking ahead, I think it's probably fair to say that the funeral plan market is still disrupted following the introduction of new regulation and the time it's taking everyone involved to settle down with the new rules. And I think we also need to remember that there was some negative publicity impacting the funeral plan market as we went into the new regulation last summer. And that was caused partly because a number of plan providers that weren't able to meet the requirements for the new regulation ended up having to make alternative arrangements for their customers that had existing funeral plans, and that process wasn't always that smooth for those customers, and has impacted in some quite negative comment around the funeral planning market. I think over time that situation will improve as standards in the marketplace improve and plan providers have a high level of compliance with new regulation. It's very important that we build the reputation of the funeral plan market, and I think that's already starting to happen. I think it's probably also worth saying that from a funeral plan provider perspective, Ecclesiastical was very keen to work with some of the better quality providers that decided for various reasons that they would not become regulated last summer. So that gave us an opportunity to increase the scale in our business by working with businesses that used to be plan providers in their own right, but are now using Ecclesiastical's plans with their customers. And we were also able to support them with the transition of their existing funeral plans over to Ecclesiastical. So we're quite proud of the fact that we were able to work with a number of plan providers that are now using Ecclesiastical's funeral plans with their customers, and we were also able to support them with a very smooth transitional arrangement for the existing customers that now have Ecclesiastical's plans. Having increased our business in that way at the same time as applying to become an authorised business with the FCA, that did create some challenges for our business with lots of work to do, but I think we've done exactly the right thing by increasing the scale in our business, because there's no doubt that with increased cost as a result of regulation and reduced distribution opportunities following the withdrawal of commission by the FCA, it's very important that funeral plan providers have secure funeral plan distribution and distribution partners in place to ensure that their business can operate successfully and responsibly in a regulated world. In terms of where we are right now, I'm really delighted that we're seeing a gentle recovery in the funeral plan market. The funeral directing firms that we support are now beginning to increase their funeral plan sales, and I think that's largely as a result of them becoming more confident with the new regulation, and also because that's leading them to have the confidence to train more of their staff to talk to customers about funeral plans. So I believe that we will see that gentle recovery continue, and as long as we continue supporting each other and working in that genuine partnership I mentioned earlier, we're feeling really positive about how the funeral plan market will develop over the next couple of years.